The late 18th century was a time of profound change, a period marked by significant shifts in society, technology, and industry. The Industrial Revolution was sweeping across Europe and America, bringing with it a wave of new technologies and industrial advancements that would reshape the world. New inventions were transforming the way people lived and worked, introducing efficiencies and capabilities that were previously unimaginable. One such groundbreaking invention was the sewing machine, a device that would revolutionize the way we make clothes and alter the fabric of society itself. Before the advent of the sewing machine, almost all sewing was painstakingly done by hand, a method that was both time-consuming and labor-intensive. This manual process was slow and laborious, often requiring hours of meticulous work to complete even a single garment. Seamstresses and tailors spent countless hours stitching garments together, their days filled with the repetitive motions of needle and thread. The demand for clothing was high, driven by a growing population and an increasing desire for fashionable attire. People longed for a faster, more efficient way to sew, a solution that could keep up with the burgeoning demand and alleviate the burden on manual laborers. Inventors and tinkerers rose to the challenge, driven by the promise of innovation and the potential to change the world. They dreamed of a machine that could replicate the intricate movements of a human hand, a device that could bring precision and speed to the art of sewing. These early pioneers laid the groundwork for one of the most transformative inventions in history, their efforts paving the way for a new era in textile production. Their tireless work and innovative spirit would change the world of fashion and textile production forever, ushering in a new era of efficiency and creativity. One of the earliest attempts to create a sewing machine came from Charles Wiesenthal. In 1755, this German inventor received a British patent for a mechanical device. His invention aimed to automate the sewing process. While Wiesenthal's invention showed promise, it was ultimately impractical. Other inventors followed in Wiesenthal's footsteps. They experimented with various mechanisms and designs. Some focused on creating a needle that could pierce fabric more efficiently. Others sought to develop a way to create a continuous stitch. These early attempts, while often unsuccessful, demonstrated the growing desire for a mechanized sewing solution. Each failure brought inventors one step closer to a breakthrough. The quest for a practical sewing machine was well underway. In 1790, Thomas Saint, an English cabinet maker, patented a design for a sewing machine. Saint's invention was remarkably advanced for its time. It featured an overhanging arm and a horizontal work surface. Saint's machine used a chain stitch. It had a pointed needle with an eye at the end. The needle pushed a loop of thread through the fabric. A shuttle on the underside then interlocked the loop with another thread. This created the stitch. Despite its ingenuity, Saint's machine was never actually built. There is no evidence that he ever constructed a working prototype. Some historians believe that the technology of the time was not advanced enough to realize his vision. In 1830, Barthelemy Thimonnier, a French tailor, patented and built a working sewing machine. His invention used a hooked needle and a single thread to create a chain stitch. This was similar to the stitch used in embroidery. Thimonnier's machine was a significant advancement. It could sew straight seams much faster than a human could. He secured a contract with the French army to produce uniforms. Thimonnier's success was short-lived. A mob of angry tailors, fearing for their jobs, destroyed Thimonnier's workshop and machines. They saw his invention as a threat to their livelihood. Thimonier's story highlights the resistance and fear that often accompanied groundbreaking inventions. Section 5. Hunt's breakthrough, the two-thread system. In 1834, Walter Hunt, an American inventor, developed a sewing machine that used a two-thread system. This was a pivotal innovation. Hunt's machine had a curved needle with an eye at the point. The needle moved horizontally through the fabric. A shuttle carrying a second thread passed through the loop created by the needle. This formed a lock stitch. This lock stitch was far superior to the chain stitch used in previous machines. It was much stronger and less likely to unravel. Despite its potential, Hunt did not patent his invention. He feared it would lead to unemployment. Hunt's two-thread system would later become the foundation for most modern sewing machines. Section 6. Howe's legacy, the lock-stitch revolution. In 1846, Elias Howe, another American inventor, patented his own version of the lock-stitch sewing machine. Howe's machine was similar to Hunt's in principle. It used a needle with an eye at the point and a shuttle to create the lock-stitch. However, Howe made several crucial improvements. Howe's machine used a grooved needle that moved vertically. This allowed for more precise stitching. He also developed an automatic feed mechanism. This moved the fabric forward with each stitch, making the sewing process much faster and more efficient. Howe faced numerous challenges in bringing his invention to market. He struggled to find investors. People were skeptical of his machine. He faced stiff competition from other inventors. Section 7. Singer's ingenuity, mass production, and marketing prowess. Isaac Merritt Singer enters the picture, a man whose vision would revolutionize the sewing industry. Singer was not just an entrepreneur and inventor, but a visionary who saw beyond the immediate utility of the sewing machine. He recognized the immense commercial potential of Elias Howe's sewing machine, which had already shown promise. Singer made significant improvements to its design, enhancing its functionality and appeal. He focused on making the machine more reliable and user-friendly, ensuring it could be used by anyone, not just skilled seamstresses. One of Singer's key innovations was the introduction of the foot pedal, a seemingly simple addition. This innovation freed up the operator's hands, allowing for greater control and efficiency. Operators could now control the speed of the machine more easily, making the sewing process smoother and faster. Singer also developed a more efficient manufacturing process, streamlining production. This allowed him to mass-produce his machines, making them more accessible to the general public. Singer was a marketing genius, understanding the power of branding and consumer appeal. He understood the importance of making his machines appealing to a wide audience. He offered installment plans, a novel idea at the time. This made sewing machines affordable for more people, democratizing access to this revolutionary technology. He positioned his machines as not just tools, but as symbols of modernity and progress, embedding them into the fabric of everyday life. Section 8. The Sewing Machine Wars, a battle for supremacy. The success of Howe and Singer's sewing machines led to a period of intense competition known as the Sewing Machine Wars. Numerous companies emerged, each vying for a share of the lucrative market. Patent disputes were rampant. Howe, who held the patent for the lock stitch, sued Singer and other manufacturers for infringement. The legal battles were fierce and protracted. They ultimately led to the formation of the sewing machine combination in 1856. This powerful cartel brought together the major sewing machine manufacturers. They agreed to pool their patents. They established a licensing system. This move effectively ended the sewing machine wars. It paved the way for the mass production and distribution of sewing machines. Section 9. From factory floors to homes, the sewing machine's enduring legacy. The sewing machine had a profound impact on society, transforming both the industrial landscape and domestic life. In the garment industry, it revolutionized the way clothes were made. Factories sprang up, bustling with activity. These factories were equipped with rows upon rows of sewing machines, each one a marvel of engineering. This enabled the mass production of clothing at a scale never seen before, making garments more accessible and affordable. The sewing machine also had a significant impact on the lives of women, altering their daily routines and opportunities. Sewing was traditionally a domestic chore done by women at home, often taking up a considerable amount of time. The sewing machine made this task much faster and easier, freeing up time for other pursuits. With more time on their hands, women could engage in leisure activities, education, and community involvement. The sewing machine also gave women a new level of economic independence, allowing them to earn money from their skills. Some women were able to start their own businesses, creating and selling clothes from their homes. They made and sold clothes from their homes, contributing to the household income and gaining financial autonomy. The sewing machine became a symbol of women's empowerment, representing their ability to contribute economically and creatively. The sewing machine continues to be an essential tool today, both in industrial settings and in homes around the world. From high-tech industrial machines to home sewing machines, it has evolved significantly over the years. It remains a testament to human ingenuity and the enduring power of innovation, constantly adapting to meet new needs and challenges. Today, sewing machines are also central to community projects and educational programs, teaching new generations the art of sewing. The legacy of the sewing machine is preserved through repair and restoration, ensuring these remarkable tools continue to serve future generations. The sewing machine's impact is global, touching lives across different cultures and communities, uniting people through the shared craft of sewing.